Today we're down here in Grant, Florida, which is kind of the south end of the Space Coast, and we're putting out about 6.5 million clams by drone. And it's a dream come true for me. We're just adding on to what we've already put in, and this year we're kind of projected to go over 100 million clams that we've put back into the estuary.
Well, clams are really good for the Indian River Lagoon for a couple of reasons. The first is they've been here forever, and they were actually a really foundational piece of the ecosystem. And what they do all day long down in the sediment is filter water. And so to a large degree, they were able to maintain the clear water that we were used to in the lagoon. Well, this drone is magnificent. This thing is huge. It's 8 or 9 feet across with 8 propellers, and it's got an amazing capacity. So it can lift 50 pounds worth of clams and take them out there.
We put baskets out underneath the drone, and with the rotor wash and how many clams get released, we call it the flying deer feeder, because it spins the clams out in a certain rate to where we're shooting for about 40 clams per square yard. Doing it so many times, we figured out the right height, the right spin, and the right amount to feed that spinner to get that 40 clams per square yard. And what that does, it separates the clams out enough where the predation, since they're so far apart, the predation, they might go to this one, then go to that one, but by the time they get full, we still have a lot of clams out there.
We're putting out clams at the size of 1 to 2 millimeters, so they're really little. Traditionally, we put things out at the adult size, but to do 1 million adult clams and the infrastructure to put them out, meaning nets and bags and markers and all those kinds of things, usually runs us close to $100,000. Now, to put out 1 million little clams costs us less than $10,000. Well, all of this work that we're doing today, this project, there's one project in Grant here and then one in Titusville, and that is funded by Sorrel, Save Our Indian River Lagoon. So your half-cent tax is allowing us to do this work.
The lagoon's brackish water mix of saltwater and freshwater. However, too much freshwater going into the lagoon can have an impact on clams and other wildlife. One way that we can help to reduce this around our homes is to use things like swales, rain gardens, and rain barrels to reduce that flow. Additionally, making sure our sprinklers aren't directed onto driveways and roadways helps in keeping that fresh water out of the system. Equally as important is making sure we reduce the pollution that is being picked up by the stormwater as it flows into those storm drains. By reducing or eliminating the use of fertilizer, herbicide, and other chemicals on our lawns, we can make a big step towards reducing that pollution from getting into the water. Reducing freshwater pollution to the lagoon is one of many things we can do to help this ecosystem. You can learn more tips and tricks by visiting lagoonloyal.com.